is Thomas, and today we will be making my new favorite recipe for brownies. I made a video teaching you how to make brownies a few months ago, and though I still love that one, I've recently found a newer recipe that I think I like even more. These brownies are really rich and very gooey and just fudgy, and they're probably better than the other one. They do take a little bit more time, but in my mind it is worth it because they are really yummy. First, you're going to preheat your oven to 350. Then you're going to prepare your pan. The original recipe for this dessert called for a 9 by 13 inch pan. However, I've found that using a standard 9-inch pan works a little bit better than that because it gets the brownies even thicker and it really gets them even gooier and just tastes a little bit better. So you're going to take a sheet of parchment paper and you're just going to line the pan with it by pushing one edge of the parchment against this edge of the pan. Then you're going to crease along the other edge of the parchment or the other edge of the pan, and it might be a little bit messy, but you'll see that you have a crease. So now you're going to just fold along that crease so that the whole edge of the parchment is folded. Now you're going to have something like this, and you can then put that into your pan. I've also found that it's useful to fold back the little top flaps because they can fall into the dessert while it's in the oven, and then it gets all sticky and it doesn't come out as it should. So then you can just set that off to the side. Next, you're going to take a pot, a small pot, and you're just going to fill it with a little bit of water. Then you're going to take a smallish heat-proof bowl and you're just going to put that on top of your pot. Then you're going to add in 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1 cup of brown sugar. Dark brown sugar will give you better results, but if light brown sugar is all you have, then that will taste just fine. 2 sticks of butter, and 8 ounces of bittersweet chocolate, which is usually about 2 bars. So you just want to break it up into pieces so that it'll melt quicker. You can also chop your butter into tablespoon-sized pieces if you want it to melt a little bit quicker, but it works just fine if you don't. This is going to fill up your bowl a lot, so if you have a small bowl, you might want to consider grabbing a bigger one. But you're going to place that over about medium-high heat, and then you're just going to let it melt, and you want to stir it occasionally until it just gets all combined and melted. While your chocolate is melting, you're going to take a medium to large bowl, and you're also going to take 4 eggs. And then you're going to crack all 4 eggs into that bowl. Then you might have to give your chocolate a bit of a stir. And then you're going to whisk your 4 eggs up until it just gets all combined. And you want to do this pretty aggressively so that it happens pretty quickly. Like this, pretty yellow, and you can also use a mixer if it's too hard to beat it with your hand. But now you're going to add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla and a ½ teaspoon of sea salt. Then you're just going to whisk that all together and set it off to the side while you finish melting your chocolate. While melting your chocolate, it's going to use up a lot of water quickly, so from time to time you might have to go add more water to your pot. Once it starts to melt a bit more like it is now, you're going to want to continuously be stirring to prevent it from boiling because you don't want it to get too hot. If it does start boiling, you should turn down the heat. Once your chocolate mixture is pretty much done, it's okay if there are just a couple of little butter lumps. You can turn off the heat and put it somewhere else to cool. Those extra little butter bits will melt in with it, and you want to let it cool for about 5 minutes, so I'll be back when it is done cooling. Once you've let your chocolate cool for at least 5 minutes, you're going to add it into your egg mixture. In case it's still hot, you're going to want to be stirring your egg mixture while you add it in so that you don't cook your eggs. Now you're going to take out your whisk and you're going to take your spatula and you're going to carefully mix in 1 cup of flour. Then you can either whisk in nuts like walnuts, but I think this is good with about 1 cup of chocolate chips. Then you're going to pour this into your pan. Then you're going to put this in the oven for about 35 to 45 minutes if you're using a 9 by 13 inch pan. And if you're using a 9 by 9 inch pan like I am, you're probably going to want to do it for at least 40 minutes. I will be back when this comes out. When your dessert is done, you can take it out of the oven and let it cool. I'm actually not going to be eating one of these because I'm going to be eating them tomorrow as brownie ice cream sundaes, which is another great way you can use these. But I already know how they're going to taste since I've made them several times before, and they taste really good and you should make them. And they're pretty simple to make, they just take a little bit of time when you're melting the chocolate. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Goodbye.